Hey legends, this is Magnus. Just doing another rambling video. Uh, Let me get some preamble stuff out of the way. I recently did a test preview of EPCOT's test track before it opens to the public on July 22nd, and I went with a couple of my friends. I really enjoyed it. So they did change it from the last time, and the last time I rode the ride, I know I was a little kid, so I probably hadn't rode the ride in maybe a decade. Let's see. Hold on. No. I know who I need. I need to upgrade Gaston. Charged, 3 skills, manual boost, drift. Alright.
This is the day your dreams come true.
So, for those who probably remember it, the part of the test track where you craft your own vehicle, they unfortunately took that out. So that section of it is gone, and it's all just a single ride. But it's a lot like I'd say it's a lot like other modern Disney rides, like Guardians of the Galaxy, Cosmic Rewind, and the Star Wars rides, where while you're waiting in line, you're in this display, like this display queue that can somewhat maintain your attention. And the ride itself, it's a lot, I'd say, like Tiana's Bayou Adventure, where it's mainly calm at the start. It doesn't get extreme until the end. There are like bursts of speed in between, but then the final part of the ride where you like basically jet outside and across the front of the building. To me, I think they may have made it longer from the last time I rode it, because it goes from the outs from it takes you out in the back of the building, around, and then around the front. And I think when the ride originally came out, I don't know if it did that. And at the end, like when you're leaving, it has this showroom for General Motors cars. And the first one out the gate was a Corvette, a high model Corvette. And I wouldn't be able to say like which one, like what kind it was, unfortunately. Let me see. Nah, I wouldn't be able to. I could say which one it was if I saw it again, or I could recognize it, but I don't know the exact model. And then there were at least 5 other cars from like Buick, Cadillac, I think, and one from GMC. And I think like there's a section at the very end where I'm guessing maybe the photo pass section is going to be where you connect to get your pictures. Hold on one second. And then after that, me and my friends went to Guardians of the Galaxy Galactic Rewind. By now, before this year, I never rode the ride because it was new it was new when well, okay, no, it wasn't new. I never had a chance to ride it. But now,
Prepare to be impressed.
that's probably,
This is gonna be big.
that ride is probably tied to the one that I ride the most now, and probably tied with maybe,
I want to race. I practice. On to step 2.
probably tied with Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run and Rise of the Resistance. It's probably tied with those rides, with
I
how many
practiced a lot
times
for this.
I've gone on it. And at least to me, now that I've rode Test Track, when it does release to the public and those super long lines form over it, because the ride itself, I think it sits, the ride seats 6 people per car, and there are at least, I'd say maybe at least 3 to 5 cars. I'm willing to guess there's more, but if that's what we're looking at, if it seats about 24 people and they're constantly looping people in, and despite it being a somewhat limited event, I still had a 45-minute wait, something like that. The public wait is going to be probably easily around the hour, 70-minute, 90-minute mark. So at least for me, I don't per se need to be in the rush to get on the ride now that I've done it, and I would say it's worth it. I'd say it's worth it. I would say Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind is probably more eventful. Well, the ride itself is more eventful throughout, but I think you might get on Test Track faster than Guardians of the Galaxy because of the long line and the pre-shows beforehand. And I'd say I definitely place it above Slinky Dog Dash at Hollywood Studios, because I recently rode it again after definitely at least a year or so from riding it, and I would at least say that
I ate a good breakfast and slept 9 hours.
not yet. Well, not what I was trying to do. Shoot. That was not what I was trying to do. And I just wasted one of the chances. Shoot.
I want to race. I practice.
We've got work to do, soldier. Copy
All right.
that.
So, because after sitting in a
The kitten whispers and tickle fights stop.
80-minute wait or so, like Slinky Dog Dash is a ride that you at least need to ride once. It's almost like once you ride it once, unless the line is short, rare, which is on a rare occasion, it's almost not worth getting on. At least to me, if you don't have kids, like if you don't have friends that, if you're just with friends who have rode the ride already or want to have an adventure of sorts, because Slinky Dog Dash is at least, I'd say, a must for a first time ride. But if you've ridden Slinky Dog Dash, you don't really have to do it again for a while, because to me the close to 2 hour long wait is not worth it for the most safe ride, the most safe roller coaster ride ever made, in my opinion. Okay, actually, that claim is unfair, because the safest roller coaster I've ever been on was at, oh man, what is it called? Oh my goodness. Now I gotta remember, because when I was growing up, there was this one almost adventure park in a mall. Yeah, I'm trying to remember what it was called. Oh my goodness. Because it had this roller coaster based around like either a dragon in a graveyard or something like that, and it was just a quick, fast roller coaster. And because before the place, I think, went out of business, like, you could go on it over and over and over again, and like once your ride was over, you could run back around and get in the next line, because almost nobody except the kids that were there rode it back to back to back. And now I want to remember which place this is called. It is not CJ Barrymore's, that is still around. Parks. 2000s Adventure Parks. Let me see. Because now I want to try and remember what I'm talking about.
I'm really good at hero stuff. My turn.
Let me see.
Here goes nothing. There's only room for one demon.
Don't worry. I promise I'll only be the best by a tiny bit.
Because I want to say CJ Barrymore's, but I know for a fact that that's not the park. And it was not on the same level. It's not on the same level of Chuck E. Cheese's, because it's like I can only remember that one location ever. Goodness. Dang it.
Am I in trouble?
Think. Oh. Okay, I'll have to keep thinking about it and try to remember. But anyway, the Slinky Dog Dash is a very safe ride, and in my eyes, okay, if you or if a child or somebody, if you can't do Slinky Dog Dash, I'm guessing you just don't do roller coasters at all, because anyone to me who can't do Slinky Dog Dash, at least if you can actually ride it, because I don't know if it has. I think it has wheelchair accessibility, but the person has to get out of their wheelchair into the car. So at least to me,
Going fast to find who I am. Woohoo!
to me, if somebody gets on the ride, goes through it, and can't handle it, they just, to me, can't do roller coasters, because that's one of the few rides where it's like, as someone who's afraid of heights and stuff like that, I am completely fine having my arms up the entire time. I like the new Woody's Roundup remix music. Anyway, and I think if you're used to thrill rides, Test Track had like the speed that it goes, I think people will like it. It is a shame that they took out the ability they took out the spot where you build your own car and then look at the results at the end. I'm gonna miss that. Anywho, what else? Okay, I go to see Superman tomorrow. It's January 10th as I'm recording this gameplay. And this is how you know, like, you guys almost stay off social media at any time when you want to see a movie, because I'm already hearing high praises about it. No spoilers so far, but so far people really like Superman, and I'm excited for it. Anywho, what else have I heard about?
I do my best, and my best is super fast.
Okay, what else?
This is exciting, isn't
Time to
it?
show 'em what I can do.
Yeah, baby, my soul we ride.
What else? Okay, something that was on my mind just a second ago. So apparently, Warner Brothers is making a Hot Wheels movie, a live-action Hot Wheels movie, and my honest reaction to that is, it's about time. It's about time we had a Hot Wheels movie, because to me, that IP was ripe for movie adaptations, or at least because we've had TV shows. We've had TV shows for Hot Wheels, because I grew up watching Hot Wheels. Oh my goodness. Now I gotta remember what the show is called. So after this race, I'll look it up. But I grew up with a Hot Wheels show growing up. So the fact that in my memory, there was never a Hot Wheels movie is surprising to me, especially with how Fast and the Furious is a popular franchise. Like Hot Wheels could definitely pull off a franchise of its own, and it doesn't have to be multi-billion-dollar budget film. It can be simple. And because of how many cars Hot Wheels has made over the decades, you can do multiple stories or racing stories with it.
I won!
Now hold on, let me look up which show this was. Wheels. Hot Wheels Battle Force 5. That's it. Hot Wheels Battle Force 5. That's the show I saw growing up. Okay, apparently it's being directed by John M. Chu. All right. Oh, and he directed Wicked. All right. So, I think Hot Wheels as a IP is ripe for expansion. I still ain't got enough. Okay, let's see. I can do one of these for sure.
I'll win the race, yada yada, fine print, boilerplate, boom.
Dang
We
it.
good?
Not enough. Not ready for that. Discuss, I can definitely do. So that got me thinking about other movies. Because in the comments, Veilskibum, if I'm saying his name right, Veilskibum was the channel that made a community post about it, and the comments were like, they'll make a movie of anything. And I'm like, good, and like some would say, like, I wouldn't be surprised if they made a Connect 4 movie, and I'm like, I'd watch that. I'd watch a Connect 4 movie if it's like in the vein of a game show movie, or if it's in the vein of like Squid Games with a death show or for people's entertainment. Like if you center it around, if you center the game, if you center the show around, it's a game, so they use that and just expand off of it. That could work. A Monopoly movie, if it's about darn, what is his name? Mr. Biggie Bucks? Nah. Now I gotta remember what the Monopoly mascot's name is. Hold on. Mr. Monopoly. Okay, Mr. Monopoly. If they make a movie about Mr. Monopoly, that'd be a fun watch in my eyes. But one movie that I think would really work, a movie I think that could do well is or at least an interesting concept, is a family game night movie. And what I mean by that is, like, if you did a study of what what games fall under family game night, or what are the most played games in at least American history, and then make a movie based on playing those games and stuff, and the concept of a family game night. You can make a movie off of that, and you can, and to do sequels and stuff of, you can base it around the most popular games throughout the decades. And it doesn't have to be this big crazy concept. It can literally be in the vein of almost like a Christmas movie per se. It could be like a Christmas movie where you have a family. You have a family who do it almost like either Jumanji, like the modern day Jumanji games or something like that, where it's like a family who doesn't have that familial bond or love for each other that they used to have, and that the youngest, either the oldest, middle, or youngest of the family wishes they would go back to how it used to be, where everyone loved each other. And then whatever shenanigan it is puts the family in this family game night realm or dimension where they have to play, where they need to play certain games based around like Monopoly, Sorry, Connect 4, Uno, and they have to work together in order to do it. Like, it can honestly be the family-friendly version of Saw. You could make Family Game Night the family-friendly version of Saw, for real. I'd at least think so, because the thing with Saw is that it's often seen as a horror franchise, but it's also definitely a gorish, not gore-ish, it's full-on gore, like a gory franchise. So to appeal to that kind of itch, but for either younger audiences or those who are pretty squeamish, you can make Family Game Night a more toned down Saw, where somebody, sorry, I keep skipping stuff. Somebody, either an interdimensional being or just a normal person who likes kidnapping people and making them see the value of family, kidnaps these people and puts them in these either death traps or situations where they need to escape, and they have to work together in order to win. And the main thing is, because based on the games that the game master starts with, your first thought is to only look out for yourself. It's to only look out for yourself and take out your family of opponents. But that's how you get stuck there forever. By winning by yourself, you get stuck there for eternity, or you lose. Whereas if you work together with your family or your friends, you win and get to escape. To me, that could work. And it does, like, at least the main thing to me that any like special effects and stuff would have to go towards is effects for the games themselves. Like, in my mind, you wouldn't have to, it doesn't have to be this big thing. You just needed good enough effects for stuff like, or if you want to use actual models, like actual practical models for Sorry, Battleship, Boggle, stuff like that. Uno. Okay, an Uno movie would probably have to be like an Uno movie would probably have to be something like Kyla and the Bee or Micaiah and the Bee, if you remember this movie about a girl entering a spelling contest, and have it be where in this world Uno is this high valued, and I'm not saying it ain't high value game now. What I mean is it's a high value game that you can win money or compete for. Like it's a big competitive game where you can get money for it, and set the movie around that, where this one kid, or adult, teenager, something, enters an Uno competition and has to win. What else? And it like started with the base one, like in order to incorporate different versions, like you could mention different iterations of Uno throughout the years, but start with the base one, start with the base Uno, but then with sequels, if you get to do sequels, you can incorporate other versions, like Uno No Mercy, Uno No Mercy, Uno Flip, stuff like that. You can incorporate the other versions, but at least at some point in the film, always have the original game, and you can literally, in a big draw can be the fights that go down. Like there can be debates in the rules or classic family fights with how it used to. Like I remember when I would always fight with somebody when I was a kid over if the card they put down was a 6 or a 9, because I just remember a time when there wasn't a line on one of the ends, so you were arguing with the person on if it was a 6 or a 9 that you put down. You can argue over that. You can like show moments where placing a draw 4 on somebody started a fight. All that, like have the fights between people and family be a big draw and a staple that happens in at least every movie. And then of course make sure, and if the audience chooses, they can shout out Uno. And when someone, rarely, but when someone forgets to say it or tries to trick people into thinking they said it but they didn't, have the audience who played the game know how to call it out. And you can incorporate like other versions. Like I remember like Swoozy in a video talking about California Prison Uno. Like incorporate like for example, if you say there's an underground Uno raid where rules that Uno typically bans is legal. For example, stacks, like stacks, number stacks, 7-0 rule, stuff like that. Like have a movie where it's all about the how malleable families have made Uno in their households. And then whenever you're playing by Uno's official rules, it's still fun, but it's a bit stale, showing that one of the big highlights of Uno is how families manage to make their own rules and make it fun for them. And then center in on the different kinds of players. There's like the ones who are always quick to call somebody a cheater. The people who wait until the end, like who are dead silent throughout the game until they say Uno. Or the crap talker who's always talking about people behind their back. Darn it. And I would say for the family game night, like the family game night movie, ooh, like have games like spades, poker, either the PG-13, like have a sequel or a movie based around the more adult level, like skilled games, like spades, poker. Darn it, there's one more on my head and I can't remember the name. Oh my goodness. Now I'm upset because I know what this game is. I just can't remember what it's exactly called. Let's see what else. I'll probably have to look again, do a search up once I'm done. And then, of course, a big thing about family game night game or Uno, have a whole section be about people accusing others of cheating. Like that could be a big thing. For example, say in the family game night game, one of the family members accuses everyone of cheating, or there's someone who always accuses one other member of cheating, and it's not just because of the game. Like throughout the movie, you feel like they're accusing that one person or everyone, not just because of the game, either because they felt cheated in life or because they themselves have cheated in life or in their relationship, and they're calling themselves out. To me, that would be nice. Okay. Gin rummy, hearts. Yep, that's what I was thinking about. BS, like, or I think like I think it's a PC game called Liar's Bar. Or you could do something like that where it's like Liar's Bar, Liar's Dice. Like Gin Rummy. I forget those are two different games. I forget about that. So, Go Fish. Okay, for kids games, like the easy ones, I would still do a family game night sort of thing where it's a kids edition where this person or interdimensional being kidnaps little kids. He's like, he'll either he or she, they'll let them go or still capture them and keep them in his dimension or her dimension for all eternity. But the kids version is based around kids games like Go Fish, Chutes and Ladders, Candyland, stuff like that. But I think Uno is still viable to be in there. Like if you started off with, darn it, if they started off, like if the first sighting of Uno is with the kids, and then you build up the angst with teenagers and the adults, you see how rowdy it gets more and more. Like making fun of the adults acting like children and children acting like adults. Ooh, and Clue. Like, Clue could be an interesting one. Because, okay, let's say it's in this Hasbro Family Game Night universe, Clue could be an actual movie about a murder mystery. Have it be an actual murder mystery movie, much like the others. Or if it's in this whodunit, or do it in the alternate universe kidnapped scenario. One of the characters or the host themselves is saying, "I was killed by one of you." You have to figure out who it is. Darn it. There we go. Oh, what else? Oh, Crazy Eights. Crazy Eights. I forgot about that. Skip-Bo. Oh, Phase 10. And I'm remembering other games. So what else? Like, have the family game night. Okay, it can of course star the main stuff that Hasbro owns, but also be open to games they don't per se own, but have it be a collaboration. Then a hypothetical version of a sequel or franchises. You know how Monopoly has the Cheaters edition and stuff like that. Have one where the whole group is made up of cheaters who cheated in games and stuff like that, but they've also cheated some way in life, whether it be with money fraud, cheated on their partner, or cheated out of something, and yes! Woo! I'm sorry, I did not realize until last second this was a one-lap thing, and being able to take the lead like that, and it just sends a feeling down your spine. Okay, so have a group of cheaters have to work together if they want to win, or you could honestly make that a dark like have it be a dark ending where it's like none of they all fell for their regular tendencies and ended up losing because they chose not to work together because they're so untrustworthy and untrusting. What's some other franchise? Some other IPs that could be movie worthy. Go. Trying to think. Dominoes can fall under the family game night like umbrella.
This one's for all the marbles.
Jax could fall under that, probably as a mini game. Marbles. Thank you, Oswald. Smart AI. Let's see. Yes. Now, I could see it as either live action or animated. Any of these ideas. I can see it in either form. Don't matter to me. Now, okay, the Super Mario Bros. Movie, to me, a sequel or something should possibly do a bigger emphasis on Mario Kart, maybe, just to capitalize on the popularity of Mario Kart, but also to a smaller niche. At least a reference to the Super Mario Strikers games, because I love Super Mario Strikers Charged, and to a bit of a lesser extent, I like Super Mario Strikers Battle League. What else? Luigi can of course get a spin-off with his my bad. Luigi can get a spin-off with the Luigi's Haunted Mansion. And I'm looking forward to Waluigi and Wario in the Super Mario Bros. Universe of movies.
Today's gonna be another great day.
Hold on, I think.
Speechless. I can hardly blame you.
Okay, not yet. No, I just said that. Nah, neither of them are ready. Darn it.
I'm very good at what I do.
Yeah, that would be a challenge.
You know I'm a professional racer, right?
This will be a challenge,
I knew
though.
you were smart.
This will be a bit of a challenge for me. Let's see.
All right, under control.
Heads up, losing is not.
Don't anybody hold back.
And then, ooh, Solitaire. Solitaire. I think Solitaire could work per se as a movie in this per se family game night franchise where just to spice things up, this kidnapper wants to see how good one person is. So Solitaire and games you can play by yourself health will prove effective. Like, and it could be with somebody who's either, if you have them be a social butterfly, making them have to do something on their own can show that they don't need people constantly around them to fend for themselves, or they don't have to rely on other people in order to succeed. Or if you do it as somebody if you do it with someone who is alone, or do it with somebody who's used to doing things by themselves, have them go so far on games that can be done with a singular person. But then the last challenge is a game that is best played with other people. Like, if each game, except for the first one being solitaire, or a game you can purely win on your own, the other games being one that can be beaten by yourself, but is easier with friends, family, or partners by your side. And then the last challenge is one that is pretty much the only way to win is working with someone else. Teaches the protagonist that closing themselves off from other people, or just the simple, like introverts, for example, while it is completely okay to want to be by yourself, being isolated, like trying to be your own island, is not worth it.
Race is about to begin.
Let's see what you're all made of.
Jeez Louise, this place is bonkers.
And then there are multiple lessons you can use games for in a movie format. Like, say you need a movie that tells, say, a authoritarian figure like a father or a mother, that being per se a dictator, or everything I say goes, no questioning it. For example, a social deduction game, like who's the liar or the snake in this scenario. Having the subordinates or children of the parent gain the courage to call out their parent for either lying or being a snake, and then being in a position where the parent has to take that, being in a position where the parent has to actively lie to their children to try and win, but the children are calling them out on it. Could be an interesting scenario.
Let's take this on the road. This
I'm gonna win. I can feel it in my codes.
Ticket to Ride. I've never played it. But Ticket to Ride, as far as I know, is a train game, an in-depth train-related game, which I think it could possibly get a movie if it's popular enough. Risk. I'm honestly surprised Risk hasn't gotten one. Now I know Battleship did. They based that one around humans and aliens. So to me, if you're going to do a Battleship movie again, you gotta hammer in on the fact, to me, with this idea, just hammer in on the fact that it's a game. Hammer in on the fact that this is a game. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be taken in dare I say, the Dark Knight kind of direction, or the Battleship direction, where it's like you have a silly concept, but you have to ground it in realism in order for people to care. That's not the case. You can accept that this is a game people play. And then one clever lesson, at least an underhanded message you can give in an Uno movie, is that despite saying the word Uno, you never play Uno alone. Like, Uno is never played alone. It's always with other people. And that can hammer home on the lesson that games, while they can be played alone, they're best enjoyed with people around you. Or it's best experienced with others. Let's see, what's some others? Pictionary, that could be a funny one. Escape room, there have been a few escape room movies, often horror movies.
How hard can this be? Let's take this show.
Telephone. Telephone could be good. Telephone could honestly be a fun game aimed to put in a survival mode format, where you have to, where an essential message needs to be, say, like the code to a door, code to the door in order to escape. Or say one person, let's say this is a group of 4. Each are in 4 separate rooms, and all 4 are, the walls are closing in, or something's gonna crush you, kill you, or something like that. And darn it. And the only way to get out is to, the first room has the code to open the door, and you have to speak it through a muffled speaker to the second room, and then the second room has to relay the message the best they can, where the second room per se, let's say, has distractions throughout. There's stuff in the room that's distracting the person from saying the code in full. Then you do it again with the third room. And then finally the fourth room is where the person has to put in the code. And depending on how good the message has gone through, the team either wins or loses. Alright, I'm nearing on the full minute of this video. Thank you, legends, so much for watching. I enjoy being able to just ramble and talk to you guys. So whenever this goes up, let me know down in the comments, what do y'all think? Do you think there's a potential for movies based on popular games? To me it is. To me it could be. And it doesn't have to be this mega franchise like Star Wars, the MCU, the DCU. Hopefully, I'm hoping it skyrockets out of proportions. It can be just arguably the Nintendo of movie franchises, where it's always there. It's always there as an option, and it can be different levels of success. Comment, like, subscribe, share this video. Hope you enjoyed it. React to my madness. I'll see y'all in the next one. See you later.